All right, so next up is what's next for the two elderly statesmen that appeared on the card earlier on. Bobby Green got a unanimous decision win against Jim Miller, and another correct pick for Daddy. Got it perfect. Now, I thought that Miller had his moments in the first round, and as you said, we've recently found out that he was, he broke his hand, broke his toe. But, he got his head boxed off him for the last two. He looked like a bloody mess. So what would you do with these two? What would you do with Bobby Green and Jim Miller?
For Bobby Green, I think this one's easy. I think this is an appropriate fight. I would put Bobby Green against Paddy Pimblett. I know Paddy Pimblett and Renato Moicano had some conversations about fighting previously, but that doesn't make sense at all for Moicano. He's past that fight. That's in his rearview mirror. And if you want Paddy to fight somebody who is winnable, I think Bobby Green is the person in the rankings that he has a shot against. And that's not to say that Bobby can't win, because Bobby can knock him out. Bobby's very elusive and he will get on your nerves in there. Like I said on the live chat, he's the Black Diaz brother. Like, he's going to talk to you and get you out your game. So I think that Bobby Green will be a good matchup for him. And then for Jim Miller, he's got to stay at the house. I think it's a wrap. There's nothing else to fight for at this point. You're not going to fight at 400. And I know beforehand he said that he wasn't going to retire, but at this point, like, he's in a weird situation where he can beat a lot of guys. He can still beat a lot of guys, but to what end? I mean, card filler, sure, but really, kind of, what's the point? Like, that's really the question. Just to compete, and I can understand that too, but I don't understand the point at this point. Why not just back out? You did something amazing at 300. I'm sure they took care of him, and you got your 3 jackets. Like, and I believe that he's a Hall of Famer. So you've done everything that you need to do at this point.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement with all of this. Like, I think, as you mentioned, Moicano, there was talks about him being mentioned and matched with Paddy. But as you said, he's got bigger fish to fry now, and we will get to what he should do in a minute. As you said, Bobby Green called out Paddy Pimblett. He did it on a massive stage, so everyone knows that he wants it. Everyone saw him make the call out. Paddy needs a step up, but he's not very good. So I think this is a winnable test. I think they should probably book that for like June or July. Who do you think wins that one, by the way? Who would you bet on if you were forced to?
If I was forced to? In
that fight.
Oh, man. I might bet on Bobby, man. He's just, I don't know. His boxing is so, it's so unique, the way that he does things. His punches come from weird angles. He's not conventional, and you can't discount the fact that he's talking like that. And I'm sure it's annoying in there. So I might have to lean towards Bobby, even though I think it would be better for the division if Paddy wins, because now you got some really interesting fights. But Bobby's a hard dude to get out of there. He's too experienced to just take lightly.
Yeah. I can't believe I'd probably edge Paddy, but I wouldn't be confident about it. I think you're bang on as well about Jim Miller. I think he should retire. He's already said he's not going to. So I did have a little look at the unofficial rankings. You could go with maybe like a Guram Kutateledze. He's lost 2 in a row. He's not the best grappler, but his striking is fucking sick. So that might not be the best idea for Miller. The best option is probably to do like another Legends style matchup. You could put him against Michael Johnson, maybe. You could maybe justify doing a Clay Guida rematch, who doesn't seem to want to piss off either. I thought about feeding him to somebody like Mike Davis. But like, let's be real, like, Davis would butcher him, and I'd like to see Davis fight somebody closer to the rankings now that he's back. So yeah, I'd probably go if I'm going Miller. I'd probably say Michael Johnson, Guido. You know, guys against guys that are never going to be really relevant again, but they're older and they're not going to completely kill you in there. And you know, you can pair them off in like winnable matchups. So I will say, who do you think? As in you guys in the comments, who do you think they should be matched up with? I think these ones are fairly clear. So yeah.